Hello everyone, my name is Ali and I am an SI instructor for CHEM 140, which is the Chemistry for Nursing majors at Cal State Long Beach. If you're not a CHEM 140 student at Cal State Long Beach, I do not recommend watching this video because the rules that they learn are a little bit different than real ochem rules. So if you're watching this, I hope you're only in CHEM 140 at Cal State Long Beach. Maybe other nursing students at other schools do a similar thing, but CHEM 140 is all I'm going to recommend for this. So we're going to talk about how to name aromatic ring substituents. And how we're going to do that, first, aromatic ring look like this, with alternating double bonds. You can also write that as this. And the way that we name them is this is benzene. This is benzene. And benzene derivatives, there are three that you are required to know. The first one is toluene, which is a benzene ring with a methyl group. This is toluene, and this is a common name for this. This is only a common name. The next one that we have is aniline, which is this NH2. Of course, there's a lone pair in the nitrogen. This is called aniline. And the third one you're required to know is phenol, or phenol. Not to be confused with phenol with a YL. Phenol with a YL is if you have a benzene ring as a substituent off of, say, a parent chain, like this, for example. This is now called a phenol. So, for example, if we were going to name this alkane, you would say this is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the way that you would name this, the parent chain, is going to be hexane. So we would say hexane, but it's a substituent on carbon 2, so this would be 2-phenyl, all one word, hexane. Let you take a look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead, hopping off camera for a second, let's go ahead and name just benzene derivatives. So we have common names, but now let's go and name some benzene derivatives. So, if we look at toluene, the common name would be toluene. The IUPAC name, which stands for the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, it's a mouthful. IUPAC is going to be methylbenzene. There's no need to put a 1 on the front of the methyl because there's no other substituents there. But what if we had something that looked like this? There are a couple ways we can name this. We can say that we have 1,2-dimethyl benzene. Or what we can say is, if we did the common name, we could say 2-methyl-toluene, toluene being the parent chain. Another way of saying 2-methyl-toluene in common nomenclature, we would say ortho-methyl-toluene, because this position here, if this is what you're talking about, if toluene is your parent, then the red is the toluene. So from the substituent here, from this is the ortho position, this is the meta position, and this is the para position. So we could say that this would be, instead of 2-methyltoluene, we could say this is ortho-methyltoluene. Or you can just say O-methyltoluene. O would be italicized. If it was over here, then you would say meta-methyltoluene, or that would be carbon 3. If the methyl group was over here, it would be para-methyltoluene, or 3-methyltoluene. I'm sorry, 4-methyltoluene. It'd be 4-methyltoluene at that point. So, let me give you one to practice on your own. But instead of having toluene, we are going to use phenol. So we'll do this. And then, why don't we go ahead and do this. So I'd like you to pause this video and take a moment and attempt this problem on your own for a moment. I mean it. Pause the video. Pause the video. Pause the video. I want you to try it on your own. Okay. Now that you have tried it on your own, if we were to do this in IUPAC, let's do IUPAC first. IUPAC, we would say that this here, you're not really supposed to use phenol as like your parent, but you're allowed to use that. But we're gonna only use phenol for common names. We're only gonna use phenol for common names. So for this one here, we actually wouldn't say phenol for the IUPAC name. What we would say is it would be a hydroxy. And this group over here, 2 carbons, this is an ethyl group. This is going to get priority, well, from what you guys learned, this is going to get priority because E comes before H. So we're going to name this as carbon 1, and to give this the smallest number, we're going to do this as carbon 3. Because you could go around and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but if we go this way, 1, 2, 3, that's a shorter number. So ethyl gets a priority in this situation because of alphabet, and this gets second priority. So we're going to say that it's going to be 1 ethyl, 3 hydroxy, benzene. There's an extended space. That's going to be the IUPAC name for it. The common names, there are a couple ways of doing the common names. You can name the OH as a phenol, and then this would become carbon 1. If this is a phenol, this is carbon 1. This is carbon 2. This is carbon 3. So then we would say 3 ethyl phenol. Another way of saying that, again, we can use our ortho-meta-para instead of numbers. So we can say this is the ortho position, this is the meta position. So you would say M ethyl phenol. And this is how you name benzene derivatives.